Good evening, everybody. Pad Level is back. We had a great jam-packed week last week. This week, not as many, quote-unquote, as good games. But you know what that usually means? It usually means a lot of chaos is on the way. All right? You already know I've got the boys with me. I got Dalton and Griffin. Dalton, what you got for us, man? How are you today?
Awesome. Last weekend was fantastic to watch, except for watching Auburn's offense give up yet another game. Other than that, the games were great.
Mm-hmm.
Had another head coach firing, which I'm sure we'll get into that at some point. But,
Mm-hmm.
man, just thinking about how many possibilities for the playoffs there are right now is really awesome to think about.
No doubt about it. Griff, what about you, man? How's everything going, brother?
Good. Last week was better than the week before as far as my picks and predictions and all that good stuff. So, like to see upward trend for that kind of stuff. But yeah, another good week of just some wild games. Last week, I mean, this week will be the same, I'm sure. But a lot of good football to watch last week. So,
Yeah.
expecting more of the same.
Yeah, my picks were pretty garbage last week, man. My
Yeah,
picks were
mine
pretty
were too.
bad. And if this is your first time listening in or watching, the three of us, we've got the schedule for every single FBS, every single FCS team. So FBS, that's all a group of five. That's all, or is it 5 or 6? I mean, I've seen 5 and 6. I mean, I guess they're
Mm,
counting the Pac-2, whatever. Anyway, the
Tupac.
group, yeah, exactly. The group teams in the Power Four, okay, all of them, and all the FCS teams. So that's like 200 plus, 250 plus probably teams that we're picking the games of. And so we tally it up every week, and then we have a winner. And so, Griffin, did you win the whole? Were you the winner from this past week?
I think so.
Yeah, I was
All I
Worst week
need,
garbage.
ever.
all I needed to do was take a week off, I guess.
Well, my picks you would have thought that I took a week off if you would look at them. So anyway, it's fun. It seems like a lot of picks. It's really not once you get into a groove, It's really not that many picks. You kind of just roll with it and get in a little
Now,
rhythm.
and especially now that we're in conference play, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're not swapping back and
yeah.
You
forth.
just get to pick,
It,
the one at the top, and you find them down below, and just keep on going back and forth.
right. It is a little bit smoother now because all the picks are kind of in the same sheet. So that's good. Anyway, so if you're listening, thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate it. If you're listening on Spotify or YouTube, TikTok, I posted some TikToks recently. That's what gets a lot of the attention, okay? Which, more people are on TikTok. It's quicker videos. But I found that when I posted TikTok about Georgia football in particular, people come out the woodworks to comment and like on those. So I don't know what it is about Georgia. We got to get them more love for everybody else. So appreciate the interaction, though. I really do. If you're watching this or listening to this, and you know somebody who likes college football, tell them about it, Spotify or YouTube. Tell them check in. They might think it's garbage. They may think it's hot garbage, but you know what? Whatever. All right. Follow, rate, subscribe, comment. Spotify, YouTube, whatever it is. Do that because all it does, it costs you no money. It costs you zero money. It takes you about 5 seconds to do it, and it only helps your boys right here that you're looking at. So, I know that people listening to this are wanting some merch. You want some kind of pad level something with Griffin Dalton's faces on it to kind of make people sick when they walk by them and look at you. So,
That's right.
you know, we got to have a little bit of help if we want to do that, right? So I would love to do that. So let's get people rolling on here on the old Spotify and YouTube. Okay, and obviously, we're going to be shouting people out, all that good stuff. What you got, Griff?
I was just going to say, if you watch on Spotify, or I guess if you watch it on YouTube and you hear this, make sure you do the polls down below the episode on Spotify. Those are fun,
Yeah.
and it's fun to see what people are thinking. So
Great point, Griff.
do
That's
those.
Good. That's good. Check in on the
Great
poll. I
point.
change it up every episode. I change it up. I try to do something that's kind of relevant to what we talked about. but something that is, kind of gets people into it, thinking about stuff. It gets a little conversation going. That's what we're doing here. Conversation, get a little conversation outside. It's all good. All right. We do shout outs. If you give us a nice comment or something that we really want to think about, we might get shouted out. Okay. And if you got any ideas on what we can do, maybe things we can change or do differently, whatever, things you like, don't like, comment. Let us know. We're not hard to find. We're not hard to get in touch with. It's easy. Just let us know. And we might do it, might not. But probably more chances than not, we're probably going to try it. So do that. Now, gentlemen, what we're going to start off with here today is the Jake poll. Okay? So had a lot of movement in the AP poll. So there was a lot of movement in most rankings last week because there were a lot of losses in the top 10, but top 25. Now, there were some ranked matchups there, so it kind of inflated that a little bit. But nevertheless, you had a lot of losses. You had a lot of movement in the top 25. Okay? So I'm going to start at number 1 here. And then y'all pipe up anytime you want. If you got something you want to talk about that you want to agree with, something that you disagree with, just pipe up. Okay? We'll start with number 1. No surprise. And I should have probably just had them there at the beginning. They've been pretty steady. Have they played anybody just super good yet? Not really. But they've dominated everybody they played. Ohio State, the Buckeyes. It's hard to argue what they've done. If they play a good team, a better team, they beat them pretty solidly. If they play a bad team, they dominate the piss out of them. So it's hard to go against that. Number 2, Indiana. Indiana's number 2. I think they're kind of a clear-cut number 2. And it looks like, if I'm not mistaken here, we've got a crash course. Oh, no, we don't. Indiana doesn't play Ohio State. I thought they did. They play Penn State. That's what I was thinking. Mm-hmm. So, we'll get to this maybe a little bit later. Ohio State, Indiana, they pretty much are thinking they're going to meet in the Big Ten championship. So, we'll see how that goes. Talk about it later. Number 3, Texas A&M. Close shootout with Arkansas last week, right? Arkansas could score a lot of points. Texas A&M gave up a bunch of points, but they won the game. Now, it was probably a little more lopsided than it looked because Arkansas kind of scored some points late to kind of make it close. But still, Texas A&M, you can see they score with whoever they need to score with. If it's a low-scoring slugfest, they can win that too. So they're going to get tested this weekend. They're going to Baton Rouge. Number 4, the Tide. They just get better and better, in my opinion. And here's the scary thing about them is that they are – I still think they haven't hit the top yet. Their ceiling, I don't think they've hit it yet. I think there have been moments that have been close, but as a whole performance, they have not hit the ceiling yet. And that's scary for teams. Now, number 5, though, this is kind of a hot take, allegedly. Georgia, number 5. I've got so much trust in Georgia. My trust meter, Georgia, 9.5, maybe 9.6. Because out of 10, right? 0 to 10. Georgia, my trust meter is about a 9.6. That's because it doesn't matter if they go down. They've been down in just about every game not every game, all the top games they've played, and only have not come back to win one of them. And had chances to win that one and just missed a play or two, and that's why they didn't win it. I mean, I watched a lot of the game, pretty much all the games, Georgia, Ole Miss. I was just super impressed. Kirby Smart, the way that Georgia can come back, how resilient they are, it's just hard to go against them. It's hard to go against them. And that's why I said in the last episode, I think Georgia's, they got to have a little help, but I think they're going to get an SEC championship. And if they get in there, be careful. They're going to win. And we'll talk about that later. Number 6, Georgia Tech. Sorry, go ahead, Grip.
I was about to say, the most impressive thing to me about Georgia up to this point is the halftime adjustments, especially on defense. I mean, you look at the first half, they start off really slow like we've talked about. And in the second half, it's like a completely different team. Like even the game that they lost against Alabama, they give up 0 points in the second half.
Yeah.
And offensively didn't get enough going. But the Auburn game, almost go down 17-0, you make it 10-3, and you come out and you absolutely just take care of business. Ole Miss, kind of the same thing. Ole Miss is firing on all cylinders. In the fourth quarter, you hold them to 13 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that's been
what
most impressive.
that's
me.
what really impressed me was the Ole Miss, the fourth quarter of that game.
Mhm.
It was like two different teams were playing after the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think either team had gotten stopped once until the fourth quarter.
No, I don't
Georgia
think
never
so.
got stopped. Ole Miss never stopped them. But then Georgia in the fourth quarter, they just put up the brick wall and said, "You're done."
Mhm.
And then when they got on offense, they took that baby down and they scored.
Yeah.
Super impressive to me. I mean, Kirby Smart's always been good at that, the second half adjustments. But those adjustments going in the fourth quarter of that game, unbelievable. Super good.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Number 6, Georgia Tech. People will argue that Georgia Tech hadn't really played anybody real good yet. They'll argue that they're not really winning games very big. I mean, they're staying close in a lot of games, which, I mean, some of them they are. But what have we talked about? They win them. They win the games. I mean, they played Duke. Duke's not just a cakewalk. And it was close, and then they pulled away late. They were opportunistic. They made the plays they need to play and pulled away late. Sometimes that's all you got to do, right? Their defense played very well in that game versus Duke. So I got a lot of faith in Georgia Tech. They got a real chance to go undefeated or 4-1 to finish the year, ACC championship playoff. So
No doubt.
I got a lot of my trust meter's fairly high on them. Maybe more like a 7.75. All right. 7, Oregon. Trust meter's not as high on them, but they're explosive and they're dynamic. And they're going to win. They're just really good. They got a lot of playmakers. Indiana beat them, obviously, but they're a good football team. Number
Good
8,
comeback
Vandy.
last week.
Yes.
I mean, to come back and just absolutely throttle Rutgers on the road.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was
Brutal.
42-3.5.
Yeah.
I mean, just unbelievably impressive performance by them.
Yeah.
8, Vandy. The Commodores, number 8 in the top 10. They totally deserve it. They're a complete team. Diego Pavia is the face, and he runs it, but they're a complete team. Defense is good. Offense is good. They're running triple option principles. That's why they're so good, actually, because of triple option. Now, they're not under center Paul Johnson, but they're running triple option in a lot of different ways. If people don't want to play them and they can't stop it.
Yeah.
Right? 9, Miami. Here's the thing about Miami. Yes, they lost to Louisville. Louisville looked very good. I mean, Louisville was very impressive today.
Yeah.
Louisville was very impressive. They were physical, man. Anyway, Miami threw 4 picks. 4 picks. Or Carson Beck threw 4 picks. Probably you take one of those away, they win the game. So, I mean, you take away and I know it's just easy to say, hey, you take away that stuff and then you probably win. But there's still a lot of stuff to look forward to. Malachi Tony, the receiver they got, is just unbelievable. And their defense is still pretty good. So,
Yeah.
Number 10, I got Ole Miss. I dropped Ole Miss to 10. I still think they're an elite team. It's in the big games, got to get the defense rolling.
Yeah.
Got to make a stop. And they had actually been pretty good up to this point. They've been at least decent. Not as good as last year, but they've been decent. And Georgia got on them, and they couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
So, but I still think they're a very good football team. All right. 11, Texas Tech. Texas Tech's got the whole 2 quarterbacks. They got both of them who can play pretty well. The starter was it Baron Morton's his name? The starter he can't stay healthy for what I don't know. Just he's healthy some, and he's not. Backup quarterback's pretty good. Has been great up until this past week.
Yeah.
Special teams really helped Texas Tech get back in the game when they were down 19-7. So,
Yep.
I mean, I still think they're a good football team. Their run game's pretty good. But now what it does is the Big 12 is wide open now.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas Tech still controls their own destiny because they play BYU in a couple weeks, so they could control that if they go beat BYU and win out. They're in the championship game for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, it'll be fun to watch Big 12. It's always fun to watch Big 12, but it'll be more fun now because you don't know what the heck's going to happen. 12, Virginia boys. They are moved up a little bit from last week. Y'all have any thoughts on Virginia? I mean, because I feel like, obviously they beat Florida State early on, or excuse me, a few weeks ago. What do y'all think about Virginia?
They scared me last weekend against Washington State.
Yeah.
Now they did do that. Now
That was crazy.
they'll help you not believe in them. That kind of made their trust meter go backwards a little bit for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who they have.
But that's the same Washington State team that played Ole Miss close too. So, I mean,
Yes, that's a great point.
True.
That's a great point. And like we said, they found a way to win it, even if it was a safety in the last 2 minutes of the game. They still found
which
a
I
way.
thought was so unbelievable.
Isn't it crazy?
How I mean,
Isn't it crazy how some of
couldn't
these
believe
games play out?
it. Yes.
Unreal. They play UNC. They go to UNC
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
this weekend. Which you would think, when is UNC going to click? I don't know. Will it be this year? I don't know.
They tried to get it going last weekend.
They played Cal really close.
They should have, man.
I know. They fumbled it going in the end zone. Man. So who knows? Number 13, Oklahoma. Oklahoma plays Ole Miss.
Yep. We'll figure it out.
In Norman. What's John Mateer going to do? What's Oklahoma's defense going to do? What's Ole Miss's defense going to do? It's going to tell us a whole lot. 14, Missouri. Missouri plays Vandy in Nash, Vegas. Game day is going to be there, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Diego Pavia. Game day can't get enough of that rascal,
Nope.
And Pavia loves it. That's going to be a fun game, too. 15, BYU.
Cougs.
I believe the AP's got him at 11.
Yeah.
I got him at 15. I don't know what I want them to show me still, but for some reason I want them to show me more. And that's probably not very fair. But that's how I feel about BYU. I would have them higher if I didn't feel that way. But I don't, but I feel that way. 16, Tennessee. Lost to Alabama. Alabama got on them pretty early. Threw the pick right there before half. Just a bad sequence of things. And so they were kind of out of it then. They couldn't ever catch up.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have faith in Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee is still a good football team. They can score a lot of points. Defense is decent, right? I still like Tennessee. Got them at 16. 17, Notre Dame. People are going to say, what? Notre Dame's got to be higher, dude. Shut up is what I'm going to say to that, They'll work their way up. Now, they beat USC.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good win. That's a great win. Yeah. Now, they don't really have anybody else they're playing. I mean, they play Pitt, I think.
Navy.
That's probably the best game. Navy.
Navy.
Just wait till the bombshell I got at the end of this thing. All right? 18, Cincinnati, the Bearcats. You know what? Those dudes, I think those cats, pun intended,
Bearcats,
are one of the are a sneaky team to get the Big 12. And I know it doesn't seem sneaky because they're undefeated in the Big 12. Nobody's talking about Cincinnati.
No.
Because they lost Nebraska week 1 by like 3, and they said, Cincinnati's just whatever, blah, blah, blah. They're pretty freaking good. So,
yeah.
I like Cincinnati. 19, USF. They've been blistering people. They got Memphis this weekend. I bet one of the big reasons why Memphis didn't play well against UAB, they're looking forward to this game.
That could be a possibility.
You can't do that because then you do what you do to UAB and you freaking lose. I still can't believe that. But great on UAB.
Putting on for the city.
But Memphis is going to be ready to go. And I'm pretty sure this game is in Memphis too.
It is.
So, I mean, they're going to be wound up and ready to rock And so it's going to be a pretty big game. Now, can USF force turnovers on them like they did on North Texas and win 63-36? We'll see. Almost win by 30. Not quite. By 27. 20, I got Louisville. I told you I was super impressed by them. Didn't have them ranked last week. Put them up at number 20. I think AP may have put them a little higher. I was very impressed with what Louisville did. Physicality-wise.
Yeah.
Jeff Brom, Kirby Smart, Jeff Brom just have tough teams, man.
Yeah.
Tough teams. 21, LSU. I just don't have a lot of faith in LSU, man. My trust meter's pretty low on them.
Yeah.
Now, I doesn't mean I think they're bad. I don't think they're terrible, but the trust meter for me is pretty low. Okay, they can't score. They can't score points, or at least score enough. They scored 24 against Vandy. I think that's the most points they scored in a game this year.
Yeah.
And they played La Tech.
And scored 23.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What do we expect, right?
But the issue is that their defense, who's been so good all year, gave up probably the most they've given up all year.
Right.
Oh, for
right.
sure.
Probably by a lot, too.
And that's I think it is by a lot. Because I think the most before that was they gave up 24 to Ole Miss when they
That's
lost.
right.
But other than that, in the wins, it's been like 10 points, and
Mhm.
24 when they lost, and 31 when they lost. So
Yeah.
here's the thing for LSU: don't give up more than 10 points, and you win. Versus
Simple as
Texas
that.
A&M, number 3 team in the country.
You know who else could take that recipe?
Oh,
Auburn Tigers.
yeah, the other Tigers, man.
The other Tigers. The Tigers' defense, great. Offense, terrible.
Yeah, man. On the last episode, I was talking about some games, and I lined up all the games of the Tigers on accident.
I noticed that.
Just Tigers. It was just, I didn't do it on purpose. Anyway, number 22, I've got Illinois. I don't have a lot to say about Illinois. I mean, the teams they're supposed to beat. The teams they're not supposed to beat, they get kind of throttled. And they didn't get throttled by Ohio State as bad, but it was a dominant performance by Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that one was never close, really.
Right. And so
I had more hope for Illinois this year.
I did too. Altmaier,
Yeah.
he came back. One of those things, a returning quarterback. Everybody thinks it's going to be good. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And this year has been the year that it doesn't most of the time.
For a lot of teams.
Which is strange. Yeah, exactly. So, anyway, 23, Arizona State jumped back in there after beating Texas Tech. They look totally different to me from what they looked like before. They look different. Much better. Sam Levitt's back, and he looks healthy. Defense had to hold Texas Tech to however 22 points. They were 7 points until the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So that's big for the defense.
Yeah.
So they move up 23. 24, the Houston Cougars.
Good win last week.
Big win for them against the Arizona Wildcats. Lots of cats talking. Houston Cougars, Arizona Wildcats. We talked about the Bearcats of Cincinnati. How many kinds of cats are there?
Got the
There's a lot.
Tigers.
We're talking about
Litter
tigers.
throughout.
There's a lot of cats. But listen, Houston, number 24, quietly making their way. They lost to Texas Tech. Who hasn't except for Arizona State? They're quietly making their way up. Who knows? Willie French in year 2. 25. No, this is the bombshell. Y'all are going to say, you idiot. I don't care, though. Navy midshipman, number 25, baby. Navy midshipman, 25. What about Michigan? What about them?
I don't have an issue with it. I'm good with
There
it.
we go.
I mean,
Thank you.
Undefeated. I mean,
Thank you. Triple option.
Michigan's been
Brian
very
Newberry?
wishy-washy this year. They had a good win last week. I picked Washington, and Michigan handled them pretty good. But
Yes, me
I don't
too.
know. I mean,
Michigan's got to be number 26, though.
Well, yeah, they're right there. Michigan's right there. USC, I know they just lost. They're going to be right there. Washington was right there, but now they're not. They lost to Michigan kind of, like you said, handily. So, UNLV was there. They lost to Boise State. Boise State's probably making their way up close to that point again.
Yeah.
just because they're they're winning like they're supposed to, but they lost the biggest games they played. Anyway, so but here's Boise State's argument: they've lost to 2 possible playoff teams,
Yeah.
the Group of 5 member and Notre Dame.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, you're only going to get one Group of 5 team in there, so you got to have
That's
Strong
right.
South Florida lose to Memphis and then lose another game you're not supposed to later, and then probably lose another one, and then you need some other G5 teams, G6 teams to lose.
Yeah.
So
and maybe
they don't
lose.
control their own destiny, and that's the scary part when you don't control your own destiny. That's scary. You want to be able to be in control in the driver's seat. Anything else, gentlemen? Anything else about the rankings? What do you think about them, man? Or any differences?
I don't. The only one that I may swap is Virginia and BYU. Maybe,
Okay.
and just like BYU go to 12, Virginia go to 15.
Yeah.
And keep Oklahoma and Missouri at the same. However, I understand the reasoning. I just think BYU undefeated, great win last week. But I can see. I mean, I see both sides. So no issue. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Utah's probably there in that 26 to 30 range too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they lost a close one to BYU. They didn't drop far. All right, gentlemen, look, I've got a little small thing here. Kind of talking about comments on TikTok I posted like 4 or 5 of them,
Mm-hmm.
right, from the episode on Sunday, and the big one that people really were interacting with was the one I talked about, Georgia. They're my new favorite SEC pick to win the SEC championship. And there are a lot of people, you got to have Texas A&M lose, you got to have so-and-so Alabama lose, you got to have this, that, which is true. Now, getting in the championship game, 2 teams are going to get in, okay? So, if you have really probably – Georgia got to win out, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech doesn't matter, but they got to win out, SEC-wise. And then you've got Texas A&M and Alabama up there also. You've beaten Ole Miss as Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And so Texas A&M loses. I apologize, don't know all the tiebreakers. There's a bunch of them. But then you got a chance if Texas A&M loses. So Texas A&M loses to LSU. They got Texas at the last game of the year. Obviously, a couple of SEC games in there mixed in. So, you just never know what can happen, especially in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
There were some comments on there, from Georgia fans who were saying, yeah, I'm good on the SEC championship. I'd rather just get the 5 seed and get a week off. And I kept thinking to myself, what do you think Kirby's thinking? He's thinking I want the SEC championship and the Natty. It doesn't matter what we think. Kirby,
It does not.
he wants it all, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to give up a game so he can get the bye and go, in the 5th seed.
No.
Can't do it.
But the thing is because I think that A&M and Alabama will both win out is what I feel like is going to happen.
Yeah.
And so Georgia, you're going to have to win every game in order to be the 5 seed potentially.
Gotcha.
And even that may not even get you the 5 seed. So
Right. Now, if Georgia wins out, they're in the playoff.
yes, yeah,
For
I
sure.
agree.
But 5 seed, you don't know.
Now I'm
here's-
sure the
here's
person
the
who
Here's the thing. Say they went out and get some help from somebody and they get an SEC championship game and they lose it, they're still probably going to get the 5 seed
No doubt.
yeah.
for losing the SEC championship game. Because if it's Ohio State and Indiana in the Big Ten, both of them, who no matter who wins and loses, will be in the top 4, get a bye. Both of them get a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if they end up making the SEC championship game, but they lose to Georgia Tech before that, and then lose the SEC championship?
You're in.
I do still think you're in
I agree.
because you made the championship game.
Yeah,
Right.
I hope they wouldn't punish a 10-2 regular season record team for making the conference champion because then that incentivizes. All right, well then let's just
Let's
lose.
not
Let's
play.
just get lose another conference game, not get into the conference championship, and then we'll be 10-2 at the end of the year, and
Right.
let's make the playoffs.
100%. And now you saw that last year. Now the committee's a little different, but you saw it last year with SMU. They
Mhm.
lost the ACC championship game, and they got in. So if they do it similar to what they did last year, they're
But
going to
now,
not punish those teams.
but now
Allegedly.
they were 11-1, but still, yeah, it's the
Right.
same.
Right.
It's the same concept.
Right.
Hey, let me run y'all this scenario that I was looking at today.
Please
Probably
do.
about a 0.001% chance of happening.
So why not talk extensively about it?
Well, yeah, exactly. UCLA at Indiana this week. Say they win. They win until they play at Ohio State and they win that game. Now they're one loss in the conference, and they go and they play for the conference championship, and they're 8-4 going to the conference championship, but you beat the number 1 and the number 2 team on the road, and you lose the conference championship. You're 8-5. Do you make the playoffs?
No way.
Okay. All right. Well, let's think about this. Okay.
No way.
Let's think about this. So, if that happens, and you've got Ohio State and Indiana, who are probably going to have no other losses except for that one against UCLA, the mighty Bruins. And then you've got Oregon, who's got a loss to Indiana.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking at who else they play.
They play USC in Washington.
Yeah.
So they got some tough
don't play
games.
anybody
All right,
better than that.
so then
They
you've
play
got
Iowa.
okay. So you would have Ohio State, Indiana, 1 loss. Oregon, if they went out, 1 loss. And then your next team would be UCLA, who's in the Big Ten championship. All right,
It would have to be UCLA and Indiana or Ohio State, because Indiana would have the head-to-head over the 1-loss Oregon. So they would definitely be
then
in
it'd have
over.
to be Indiana. Yeah, you say Indiana and UCLA.
I would think. I think Oregon would. Now Oregon could be the other team to play Indiana, because they'd all have 1 loss. But this is
Well, no,
here's-
because
the Big Ten's going to get 4 teams in.
I thought we were talking about conference championship.
Oh. Well,
that's
conference,
what I
yeah.
thought. That's what I thought.
Conference championship, yes. So if you have
Would
those
be
3
interesting.
1-loss teams, Indiana, Ohio State, UCLA. I can't believe we're going to talk about this right now.
I know.
Indiana, Ohio State, UCLA.
Yeah.
Oregon. That's 4
Mhm.
1-loss teams. Are there
You say
any other?
Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, and UCLA? Is that the 4 you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Okay.
are the 4.
Okay.
Hold on. I mean, and then who else? Because okay then. Well, let's talk about this too then. How many other 1-loss teams do you think are in the Big Ten right now?
Right now,
There's a
In the
lot.
Big Ten,
There's
Michigan.
6. 6 other than UCLA, if I'm counting right.
yes, that's correct. All right, that's correct.
Well, other than Oregon, so I guess there's 5 other than UCLA. And
5,
Oregon.
right. There's 7 total, 5 other than the ones we've talked about.
So is it 7 1-loss teams or 7 1-loss teams and better?
There's 9
There's 7
one-loss
1-loss
teams
teams,
and better.
there's 2
There's 7
undefeated.
one-loss teams.
Oh
yeah.
man.
Now you've got Minnesota, Michigan. Now there's going to be some carnage, right? These teams
Yeah,
are gonna play
Yeah,
some.
for sure.
But guess who one of the teams is? Northwestern. They're in a 4-game winning streak right now.
Yeah.
UCLA and Northwestern are 2 teams who, at the beginning of the year, you're thinking there's no way. Northwestern's 5-2.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that until we're just talking about this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew they had won some games.
And
They're 5-2.
you know who their quarterback is?
Who?
Preston Stone, who was the
yeah.
starter
it's
at SMU
Stone?
last
SMU?
year and got benched for Jennings, and he transferred to Northwestern. Now they're tracking.
Well, see, Northwestern beat UCLA earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So there's your head-to-head.
Are we heading straight for a Northwestern UCLA Big Ten championship game?
No.
Oh,
Northwestern, another set of cats, though.
man. Yes.
Yeah.
Coincidentally.
Something about the Cats.
Now, yeah, that's interesting. That's not going to happen, but that's fun to think
No.
about.
Yeah, I thought it'd be
great
funny to bring it up.
content to talk about. Good conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, let's jump into some games here. We're going to jump into the weekday games real quick.